Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the business news here on Midday Live. My name is Alfred Akansi. Let's go on to our first story this afternoon. And government will be seeking to raise about $500 million Ghana cedis using the book building route as it issues its first 3-year bond this week. This will bring to 3 the total number of bonds issued so far this year. The previous 2 5-year bonds together raised $1 billion cedis to refinance debts. Though the Finance Ministry is yet to determine the amount it seeks, information provided by the Central Bank earlier this month indicates that the government will need about $500 million to settle maturing debts and support the budget. Let's understand what this actually means and moving forward. Let's get onto the telephone lines now. And Dr. John Gachi is an economist, senior lecturer at the University of Cape Coast. He's joining me on the telephone. Doc, good afternoon to you if you can hear me.
Good afternoon.
I thank you very much for your time. Now, what do you make of this third bond that government seeks to issue, considering the fact that just this year, we're just into the 4th month of the year, and we already issued 2 bonds, and this is going to be the 3rd one. I'll find out your thoughts about that, sir.
Well, there are many issues that can flow from that. Number one, that shows that we are creating or deepening the bond market in the country, though it is not proper that it's only government that is dominating in the bond market. It would have been better when we see private companies also issuing bonds to further deepen the bond market. Okay. For me, again, the issue is not about the frequency of the issue, right? But it's about whether the issuance of bonds is following a particular program that is Parliament, and we are working within that program. That should be the concern for Ghanaians. And I believe so far the bonds that have been issued have been contained within the budget, and it's just like in the program approved in the budget.
I see. But there are those who raised the concern about the cost of borrowing. And for the past 2 that we've issued so far, the cost of this borrowing is indeed not going to be good for our economy. So this 3rd one coming in as well, what do you make of the concerns about the cost of the borrowing that we're embarking on?
Generally, if you are going to engage in domestic borrowing, I do not think that the cost will be very, very competitive because of the environment in which we are operating. So definitely the cost will be high, but you should be concentrating on the cost of borrowing if you have a cheaper alternative means of borrowing. If you do not have a cheaper alternative means of borrowing, and borrowing has become a program that you have approved and empower the executive to use, then you have very limited expression. But we all do know that the program of debt management indicates that government wants to concentrate on longer-term borrowing through the issuance of bonds so that they can free the money market to allow to work for other sectors of the economy which will not be competing with government. And on that score, I think we need to allow that borrowing to go on to deepen the long-term borrowing for the country.
Fantastic. Doc, thank you very much for your time this afternoon and for your thoughts. Grateful, sir.
Thank you.
Great. Dr. John Gachi is an economist lecturer at the University of Cape Coast today, sharing his thoughts about the 3rd bond government going to be issuing. Now to some of the stories. Cashew farmers at German South District in the Bonahaf region want cashew fruit processing companies set up in the area to absorb the cashew fruit that they produce. That's it for the business news. I have to bring you the details of that particular story in a subsequent bulletin.